You think you know a guy, but then you have to ask the hard question. Did he do it? Did he do it? Well, let's find out. Alright, in here, you can see a timeline of allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. And the list goes on. This was published on, February 29th, 2024. At 11 a.m. exact, Eastern Time. In recent months, Sean Diddy Combs, the hip-hop billionaire who played a major role in commercializing rap, has become the subject of several civil suits accusing him of sexual misconduct, including, a word I cannot use, and assault. For many years, Combs represented affluence as he turned his stakes in the Bad Boy Entertainment record label he founded into an empire that extended to fashion, media, liquor, and beyond. Whatever I want, I have to get. He yelled in a clip from his 2017 documentary, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, after smashing things on his desk. What was initially seen as a folder for the grind set from the ultimate hustler mogul now feels more like evidence of an aggressive, domineering disposition, one in line with the vicious person depicted in the filings. A timeline of these events dating back 30 years, juxtaposed with milestones from Combs' career, displays not only a chilling history of alleged violent behavior, but the way power and celebrity have shielded him. Allegations from the civil suits appear italicized on the timeline. 1990. Combs starts his music industry career as an intern at Uptown Records, working under executive Andre Harrow. So it's not just accusations, this is going to be a good glimpse timeline to keep you in the loop on how everything went down. 1990 to 1991. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs and the R&B singer Aaron Hall allegedly sexually assaulted an unnamed victim and a friend after a music industry event, then beat her several days later when confronted. 1991. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs allegedly drugs, sexually assaults, and videotapes 19-year-old Joy Dickerson after going on a date with him. 1993. After being fired from his duties at Uptown Records, Combs starts his own label, Bad Boy Records. The label grows in popularity and notoriety over the course of the decade, breaking the careers of Craig Mack, the Notorious B.I.G., Maze, The Lox, Faith Evans, and more. 1996. Combs is found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. 1998. Combs starts throwing his annual Hamptons, all-white parties that come to be known as so lavish and exclusive, he earns the rep of being a modern-day Gatsby. Guests range from music industry execs and artists to actors, real estate moguls, and sports team owners. April 16, 1999. Combs is arrested and charged with 2 felonies, second-degree assault and criminal mischief, in the beating of record executive Steve Stout, who says Combs and 2 bodyguards beat him with their fists, a telephone, a champagne bottle, and a chair. When Combs publicly apologizes, Stout asks for the charges to be dismissed. Combs reportedly pays Stout $500,000. The assault charge is dropped. Combs pleads guilty to the lesser charge of harassment, and he is sentenced to 1 day of anger management classes. December 27, 1999. Combs, along with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine, are arrested in relation to a shooting at Club New York. Combs is charged for weapons violations but is ultimately acquitted. March 2000. The first season of Making the Band airs on ABC, then later MTV. The reality TV competition centers Combs as he searches for new talent to put together in a band, running for 12 months total. The show later became a cultural staple for MTV, and though through it, Combs created bands like Day 26 and Danity Kane, all signed to Bad Boy Records. March 26, 2001. In a lawsuit, local TV host Roger Mills sues Combs, accusing him of assault, false imprisonment, destruction of property, intellectual infliction of emotional distress, and a civil conspiracy. In an exchange where Combs' entourage roughed him up and destroyed his camera. As we have yet to be served with this complaint, we are unable to comment on specific allegations, a Combs spokesperson said in a statement. However, any claim that Mr. Combs participated in any wrongdoing is totally false. Furthermore, facilitating the press with this baseless complaint is a blatant attempt to exploit Mr. Combs' celebrity for media attention. A jury finds in favor of Combs in 2004. 2003. According to a December 2023 lawsuit, Combs, his former Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre, and a third unidentified man allegedly gang-worded, I can't say, an unnamed 17-year-old victim at a Manhattan recording studio. Now this is brought up, and this is one of the things that people pushed into, and we're going to look at this. Diddy Combs claims he had done that. All right? Sean Diddy Combs is disputing claims made in December that he gang-ard a 17-year-old girl in a New York recording studio in 2003. According to court documents filed Tuesday, the original lawsuit filed by an unnamed Jane Doe alleges Combs and two others Doe when she was in her junior year of high school. According to court documents obtained by USA Today at the time, Combs, who had been accused of sexual and physical assault by multiple women in several recent civil suits, is named in Doe's lawsuit along with former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre, who has also been accused of sexual assault in a separate suit. Now, in a response filed Tuesday in the Southern District of New York, Combs is denying Doe's allegations. According to the court documents obtained by USA Today, Wednesday, the music mogul never participated in, witnessed, or was or is presently aware of any misconduct, sexual or otherwise, in relation to the accuser. Now, we can scope down here a little bit. He claims he didn't do it in December. Combs responds to the lawsuit with a statement of his own. Enough is enough, he said. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, my legacy. It's sickening allegations made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth, Combs continued. A series of lawsuits filed in court in November were subject to New York under the Adult Survivors Act, which expired on November 23rd. The gang-art allegations filed in this particular case constitute a crime of violence motivated by gender under New York's violation of the Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law, the suit states, meaning this was kept open in a matter of just a mere few days. Let's continue back on our timeline, shall we? July 6th, 2004. Combs arrives at his annual Hampton all-white party, in possession of the Declaration of Independence, marking a new level of fortune and braggadocio for the mogul. Just hold on a minute. The Declaration of Independence was in his possession, no matter how long it was in his possession. That is crazy. No man should hold the country's Constitution or Declaration. That is just my opinion. 2005. Combs and the singer Cassie Ventura meet for the first time, and Combs expresses interest in wanting to sign her to his label. Ventura is 19 years old, and Combs is 37. February 2006. Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Bad Boy Entertainment. Her debut single, Me and You, is released, and her self-titled album drops the same year. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs' vicious cycle of abuse begins here. Ventura alleges years of physical, psychological, and emotional abuse. She claims Combs forced her to purchase and take illegal drugs like cocaine, ketamine, and ecstasy, that he filmed her as he forced her to participate in sex with male sex workers in multiple cities for his own voyeuristic pleasure in a practice he called freak-offs. And then he would beat her on so many occasions in retaliation for talking to other men, often with witnesses present. October 24th, 2007. Combs becomes a marketing ambassador and stakeholder in Ciroc Vodka by beverage maker Diageo. Sales of the vodka skyrocket, and Combs becomes synonymous with the brand. March 6th, 2007. In a lawsuit, Gerard Rector, whatever that, alleges that Combs punched him, pushed his girlfriend, and tried to spit on another woman outside Teddy's nightclub at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. In a statement, Combs' attorney Benjamin Brofman says it's just another example of an opportunistic seeking to fabricate a lawsuit based on a flat-out lie to try and take advantage of Mr. Combs' celebrity status. The case is settled out of court in March 2008. The terms undisclosed. Now, you see the pattern here going on here a little bit? If there's a pattern, do you see a pattern? Maybe? May 11th, 2007. In a complaint to the police, Combs, making the band co-star Laureen Gibson, alleges that he threatened her with a chair while New Edition's Michael Bivins held her in place. Combs' attorney Brofman claims Gibson overreacted to theatrics performed for the cameras. Sources claim to the New York Daily News that he yelled for the cameras to be turned off. This is just another example of false accusation by someone trying to take advantage of Sean's success and celebrity status, Brofman says. That's number 3. 2010. In the November 2023 suit, Ventura claims all aspects of her life were controlled by either Mr. Combs or his management company. She claims he paid for her apartment and all living expenses and that he had access to her medical records. For instance, when Miss Ventura began experiencing memory loss, potentially due to the excessive drug use and or head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beatings as described below, her MRI results were provided directly to Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs also repeatedly arranged for his staff to drive Mrs. Ventura to certain doctor's appointments in this way. Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Miss Ventura. February 2012. In the November 2023 suit, Ventura alleges that Combs said he was going to blow up the car of rapper Kid Cudi, whom Ventura was dating at the time, and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Kid Cudi, in a statement to the New York Times, corroborated the account. October 21st, 2013. Combs launches his cable news network, Revolt TV. The news network later expand into the radio, digital, and film space. January 8th, 2014. Combs announces a new joint venture with Diageo, DeLorean Tequila, and again becomes synonymous with a liquor brand. That's 2 liquor brands. 2015. Combs celebrated the 20th anniversary of Bad Boy Records with a box set and a tour featuring the label's legacy signees. September 2018. After multiple attempts to sever ties with Combs, Ventura says she met with him to have dinner and believed it was the talk of concluding her Bad Boy contract and have a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. But after the dinner, Ventura alleged he forced himself into her apartment and forcibly R-worded her. From her November 2023 suit, soon thereafter, Miss Ventura took steps to completely separate herself from her longtime abuser, including by leaving the home that he paid for and returning the car he purchased for her. June 26, 2022. Combs received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 BET Awards and performed a melody of his hits with a special guest stars during the awards ceremony. October 28, 2022. Forbes reports that Combs is a certified billionaire thanks to his deals with Diageo, Revolt TV, and music business ventures alike. Sean Diddy Combs' legal team says Cassie's settlement is not admission of wrongdoing. Ben Brofman, Combs' lawyer, added in a statement to USA Today, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best." The complaint alleged Combs forced Cassie into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male prostitutes whom he hired, and he recorded their encounter, plied her with drugs and alcohol, R-worded her in 2018, and frequently beat and kicked her with uncontrollable rage over the course of a decade. But they settled out. Now, back to where we were on the timeline, if we would. 2022 to 2023. In a February 2022 lawsuit, producer Rodney Little Ron Jones, a former producer of Combs who worked with him on his latest release, the Love album Off the Grid, alleges that the music mogul groped him repeatedly, and during the duration of making the album, Combs forced Jones to solicit sex workers, take illicit drugs, and more. The suit names others close to Combs, including Combs' son, Justin Deere Combs, and high-ranking members of Motown Records and Universal Music Group as co-defendants. September 15th, 2023, Combs receives a key to the city from New York Mayor Eric Adams. Okay, this is where Ventura actually accuses Diddy. So we're bouncing back and forth here a little bit. Ventura accuses Diddy of years of sexual misconduct, harassment, sexual trafficking, and wording. Ventura's allegations lasted for the entirety of their working and personal relationship. Ventura files the civil suit in New York Superior Court under the state's Adult Survivors Act, a New York law permitting victims of sexual abuse a one-year window to file civil action regardless of the statute of limitations of the crimes themselves. That's what I was talking about before, how they settled and they still, within a few days, were able to put that last one after because of that window, because it was in motion from the get-go at the beginning of that year, or beginning of a year before that motion. Combs, via his attorney Benjamin Brofman, told the New York Times Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's pursuit demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura is now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking for a payday. One day after the public filing for her suit, Ventura and Combs settled outside of court for an undisclosed amount. Dang, so it was actually, I have to fix this right here. It was 1 day after the filing that they settled, but it's still open for the window. That window. In a statement, Ventura says, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control." While Combs read, "I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." November 23rd, 2023. 1 day before the window for filing suits under the Adult Survivors Act is set to close. 1 day, yet again a 1 day. 2 separate lawsuits alleging misconduct in the early 1990s are filed against Combs in New York Superior Court, one by Joy Dickerson and the other by unnamed plaintiff. November 28th. 2023, Combs temporarily steps down as chairman of Revolt TV amid the lawsuits. December 6, 2023, the unnamed fourth person comes forward accusing Combs and others of gang-Ring in 2003. December 6, 2023, after one speaking through his attorney until this point, Combs denies the accusations via his Instagram account, writing "Enough is enough." You heard that earlier. December 10th, 2023, in response to the accusations, 18 brands sever ties with Combs. Black-owned e-commerce venture Empower Global. December 11th, 2023. A public petition started by feminist and survivor advocacy group Ultraviolet circulates calling the Recording Academy to rescind Combs' 2024 Grammy nomination for Progressive R&B album amid the sexual abuse allegations. December 11th, 2023, the Recording Academy releases a statement in response to Diddy's 2024 Grammy nominations and the allegations. "We are taking this matter very seriously, and we are in the process of evaluating it and with the time and care that it deserves." December 13th, 2023, in response to the accusation, streaming network Hulu scraps a reality show project featuring Combs that was previously in development and centered around the mogul and his family. January 12th, 2024, a representative for Combs tells The Hollywood Reporter the mogul won't be in attendance at the Grammys. He was subsequently absent from the ceremony and all public events leading up to the awards. January 16th, 2024, Diageo and Combs resolve their legal lawsuit around marketing of products and officially end their working relationship. February 26th, 2024. Now this is the newest of filings so far. The 5th assault lawsuit is filed against Combs by Rodney Little Ron Jones. Combs' lawyer denies the allegations, claiming we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Now that's where we're at now, the most recent ones.
Back with new allegations of sexual harassment and assault against Sean Diddy Combs. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Combs' latest album, filed a lawsuit Monday. He alleges that Combs sexually harassed and assaulted him while he lived at several of Combs' homes.
Jones also alleges Combs forced him to engage in unwelcome acts with sex workers and that Combs and his staff engaged in, quote, serious illegal activity. He is seeking $30 million. An attorney for Combs said Jones, quote, reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines.
So that's what he's claiming about that. So in a nutshell, Sean Diddy Combs was sued Monday in federal court by a producer on his most recent album who accuses the music mogul of sexually harassing, drugging, and threatening him over more than a year. The producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, says in the lawsuit that he lived and traveled with Combs from September 2022 to November 2023, during which time he recorded hours of video and audio of Combs, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. Among the allegations is that Combs forced Jones to procure sex workers and pressured him to engage in unwelcome sex acts with them and others, that Combs gave laced alcoholic beverages to people who attended parties at his homes. The lawsuit includes what it says are screenshots from gatherings hosted by Combs, homes that included underage girls and sex workers, some of whom he said were provided drinks and that have been laced with drugs at Combs' direction. The suit filed in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York also names Combs' adult son Justin, the Chief of Staff Christina Karam, Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, and former Motown Records CEO Ethiopia Habernatium as defendants. Jones says in the lawsuit that Grange, Habernatium, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group effectively worked together with Combs in a RICO enterprise that failed to acquittedly monitor, warn, or supervise the actions of Combs, his son, and his chief of staff. A RICO enterprise is any individuals or groups that act together to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. Jones is seeking $30 million. As stated before, representatives for all of those people did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Habernatium could not immediately be reached for comment. Representatives for Justin Combs said in a statement that he categorically denies these absurd allegations. He categorically denies them. He puts them in order and denies them. He denies them in order. That's what that means. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday, the statement said. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family. So, in a nutshell, they're saying the same shtick they've said for the multiple things. One person accusing the whole world of being wrong. The whole world. Not the whole world, but a big chunk, big handful in comparison to the minute other portion. An attorney for Combs said Jones' reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls, the attorney Sean Hawley said in a statement. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. The suit is the latest in the series of damning allegations against Combs. In or about August 2022, Combs called Jones and requested that he produce several songs on the R&B album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, which was released in September 2023 and was nominated for a Grammy. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since the lawsuit. Jones alleges that Combs sexually harassed and assaulted him while he lived with him at Combs' homes in Florida, Los Angeles, and New York, as well as on a yacht Combs rented in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The harassment and assault included constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus, according to the lawsuit. Jones says he was forced to work in Combs' bathroom as Combs showered naked in a glass enclosure, according to the lawsuit, which he raised concerns about the behavior to Karam, Combs' chief of staff. The lawsuit says she dismissed them as friendly horseplay, stating those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. Yeah, you always show your friends your penis. That's how it is when you like them. The lawsuit accuses Karam of aiding and abetting Combs' sexual assaults of Jones and of working with Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship, which homosexuality is not bad unless it's forced, because anything forced is wrong. Forced is wrong. Jones also alleges that he was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts with them to please Combs. To aid in the alleged recruitment, Jones said Combs provided him with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap. Yeah, that's not creepy. And required him to wear it to a Miami establishment as a signal to any sex worker he approached that Combs was in town and had sent Jones to recruit them, the lawsuit says. Jones alleges Combs, who he describes in the suit as forceful and demanding and someone who does not take no for an answer, leverage his power as one of the most influential people in hip-hop and business to intimidate him, including by threatening to inflict bodily harm if Jones did not comply with his demands. On one occasion, Jones alleges Combs forced him to watch as he displayed guns and bragged about getting away with shooting people. In a separate incident, Jones alleges Combs shared that he was responsible for a shooting in a nightclub in New York City in 1999 with the rapper Shine, born Jamal Burrow. A jury acquitted Combs of gun possession and bribery charges in connection with the incident, while Burrow was sentenced to 10 years in jail. Jones was terrified of Combs and felt that he could not tell him no, according to the suit. Mr. Combs constantly made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement, the lawsuit says. Jones says in the lawsuit that he has video and audio evidence to support some of the allegations. The lawsuit says that Combs required Jones to record him constantly, and that on several occasions Combs took Jones' cell phone to record himself. As a result, Jones alleges he has hundreds of hours of video and audio records of Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. This is like that gate that featured pizza, but Chinese food. So it's on land and not an island or something. Yeah, use that as a metaphor. Jones says in the suit that he believes Combs also drugged him on February 2nd, 2023. He alleges he woke up naked, dizzy, and confused in bed with Combs and two sex workers. In response to a request to comment, Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, used a Latin phrase, respira loquitura, which loosely translates as "the thing speaks for itself," referring to the lawsuit, saying he didn't need to make no comment needed. Jones says in the suit that he was under an implied work-for-hire agreement and that not compensated for the songs he produced on the Love album was also as a result, the lawsuit says. Combs, Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group were all unjustly enriched at his expense. The labels did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Combs has been sued by 4 women who have accused him for sexual assault. Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, said Combs physically abused her and forced her to have sex with male prostitutes while he masturbated and recorded encounters. The lawsuit was settled the day after it was filed. The settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing, Combs' lawyer Ben Brofman has said. Following Cassie's lawsuit, 2 other women, Lisa Gaudinier and Joy Dickerson Neal, have alleged in lawsuits that Combs sexually assaulted them, and a woman identified as Jane Doe in court documents said Combs and 2 other men gang-arded her when she was 17 and Combs was 34. Those 3 cases against Combs are still pending. In a statement in December, he denied the allegations, saying enough is enough and called the claims against him sickening. Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth, he said in the statement. The mounting allegations stand to harm Combs' legacy and business empire. After Ventura filed her suit, 3 of Combs' former artists expressed support for her. The same month, Combs stepped down as the chairman of Revolt TV. In December, Hulu scrapped a reality TV show that was to have followed his family. And in January, Combs withdrew his lawsuit against Diageo as part of a settlement with the London-based spirits giant, which he had accused of racism. So all of that in a nutshell is what's been going on. He's got a big track record. You think you know a guy. Diddy. Diddy? Do it? I don't know. That's for you to decide, really. That's really for you guys to decide. I can't say anything. All of this stuff is here. I had to put on my reading glasses. That was a whole lot of reading. Thank you for bearing with me there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great time. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment down below. I love to read your comments. It fills me with such joy. Hit that bell notification so you can be notified of more videos like this. Live it vivid, guys. What more can you do? We got more stories like this coming, alright? You know why? Because you matter. You freaking matter. We will see you again next time.